everything that you have been searching for, looking for, all the answers that you've been seeking, the clarity you've been desperately grasping at and praying for and trying and efforting to get, it's all behind everything that you aren't willing to feel, or everything that you don't even know that you need to feel. And I had a massive breakthrough this morning. I've been feeling really exhausted lately. And I know that it doesn't have to do, it has to do with more than one thing. Part of it is just what we are moving through as a collective. Just like a deep exhaustion from the purging that a lot of us are moving through. Purging of old identities, of old energies, of attachments, of all the aspects of ourselves that we're ready to let go of. It's just happening. These energies are just leaving us. And a lot of patterns, like behavioral patterns, have been coming up for me. One of them being avoidance, where I catch myself having cravings or numbing, like avoiding myself, whether keeping myself busy, always being on the road doing something or whatever it is. There's many ways that we avoid, and my avoidance pattern was coming up, and it's been coming up for a couple weeks. So I know there was things within me that I'm avoiding, but I didn't know what it was. I meditate every single day, usually morning and night. I journal. So I was like, okay, what am I avoiding? And why is this so strong? What am I avoiding? And I've also been seeking clarity on what the next step is in my life, and seeking so much clarity around many things currently. And this morning, I dance quite often, but this morning I really got into it. I played some really powerful songs, like higher vibe, like faster paced songs, like feel good type songs, but like really powerful female, like empowered women. And I was just dancing and getting really into it, and I just got deeper and deeper within myself. And then I started to feel grief in my heart, and old past wounding from a relationship from 2 years ago came to the surface. And it's someone that has been coming up in my dreamscape as well. So I knew there was still some processing around this person, but I didn't know how. Like, I was like, okay, I get it. I'm dreaming about him. There's something for me to process here. There's an aspect of myself still holding on to an aspect of him. And then other stuff came up. I started to feel anger in my body. I started to feel so many different emotions started to come to the surface as I just danced it out. And I started having aha moments, and like I processed so much within that hour of dancing. And I got all the clarity, like so much clarity, so many answers, and came back to like my heart, myself. There was so much just blocking my heart, it felt like, because there were so many things I was holding on to, angers and hurts that I was still holding on to, that I didn't realize I was still holding on to, some that I knew I was holding on to but didn't know how to let go of. Because sometimes we can feel that we're holding like hurts in our heart, and we can feel that our heart is somewhat closed because of certain people hurting us, but we don't know how to open it again. We don't know how to let it go. And how we let it go is by feeling it. But we all feel things in different ways, and sometimes the tools to feel things don't work, and you have to find another tool that will help you feel those things. And meditation lately, I'm really on it with my meditations, and I never miss my meditations, but I would sit there in meditation and I felt like I was getting nowhere, and I've been getting like frustrated with my meditations because they haven't been giving me the clarity or the ability to see and to be able to release these emotions that have been like pent up, and I didn't even realize how much there was just sitting on my chest that I wasn't feeling. And when I felt it all and I processed it all, I released it. And that's how we let it go. That's how we release it and we give it up, is by feeling it, to just allow it to move through us, not attached to it, but just let it ourselves feel it, and then it leaves. So yeah, I allowed myself to feel it, and I just dropped this massive boulder that I was carrying around on my chest, and my eyes, my vision, my vision got clearer because it was no longer clouded by all of this stuff, all of these emotions that I was carrying, all of these energies that I was carrying. And when we're carrying hurt and anger, it does affect our overall vibrational frequency. It affects how we perceive the world. It affects how we move in the world. It affects how we are around other people, because if we're holding on to hurt and our heart is somewhat closed and we have these walls up again because we're still like in a kind of trapped in a moment in time when someone hurt us, we put up these walls again as we're trying to process it. If we don't fully process it, then we're just walking around with these walls up again, and everyone can feel that. And I've been feeling that. I've felt it for a while. I know there has been some walls back up. I worked very hard for years now on learning how to open my heart and to allow myself to feel everything, that all of the reasons why I put up that wall in the first place, to feel all the hurts, the betrayals, all of it. And I felt when these walls went back up, I know exactly what caused these walls to go back up. And they went back up 2 years ago, and then I brought them down again, but probably not fully. And then someone else hurt me, and another experience happened where I experienced a lot of pain, and the walls came back up again. And this is life. We can't avoid getting hurt. Hurt is going to happen sometimes. Pain is going to happen sometimes. But it's about the ebbs and flows of when we experience the pain, to let it wash through us, to not hold on to it, and to feel everything that teacher, whoever it was that hurt you, whatever experience it was that hurt you, it's all a teacher. It's all teaching you something. So to allow them be your teacher and to feel it all. So yeah, this is just a reminder that if you feel that your heart is closed, if you feel like you're stuck in life, if you feel heavy, if you feel anxiety, if you're feeling depressed, almost anything that could be a problem is usually underfeeling. If you're overthinking, you're underfeeling. If you're overthinking, you are underfeeling. If you're experiencing anxiety, you are underfeeling. What aren't you feeling? What is collecting within your being? What is like so stacked up that you're so behind on feeling that it's now creating overwhelm in your system? Your nervous system's not regulated. What aren't you feeling? What are you avoiding? You have ADHD? What aren't you feeling? You know, I could say that I have ADHD, which, you know, I know I do, but I know it's not ADHD. I feel my ADHD gets really bad when I'm in avoidance, when there's things that I'm not feeling, when my nervous system is not regulated. But then we identify with these things like ADHD, and we just accept, oh, that's just who we are. No, that's not just who you are. That is a symptom of, that is your body, that is your being showing you there's something that is needing attention. Just like depression, just like anxiety. That's not something like, oh yeah, I'm just born with anxiety. I have anxiety, so I just medicate for this anxiety. No, what aren't you feeling? Depression, same. What aren't you feeling? What are you avoiding within yourself? What ways in your life are you living that are sucking you dry? What changes can you make? How can you learn to feel? How can you learn to You know, what is it that you are ignoring? What do you need to look at within yourself? So, you know, most of our problems can be solved by feeling. Most of the answers that we are seeking can be found by feeling. The clarity, all of it. So I encourage you to do what you need to do as a practice that's daily, that helps you feel. It's different for everyone, and it's taken me a long time to, you know, to figure out how to help me feel. And I didn't know how to feel for the longest time. I had forgotten how to feel when I shut my capacity to feel off at a really young age, because it hurt too much to feel. Especially when we're really sensitive beings. We can feel everything. The world doesn't feel like a safe place. Or that's how we experience it when we're kids, when we're really sensitive beings and we feel everything, and there's so much pain happening in our lives that it doesn't feel safe to be feeling, so we shut that down. And it wasn't till my experiences with plant medicines that I was like, oh my God, that's how you feel. Oh my God, the power of feeling is like, that's how I remembered how to feel. Plant medicines taught me how to feel. And it's still, now that I've taken a step back from plant medicines, because through the plant medicines, I was guided to take space from the plant medicines, maybe forever, that they are just teachers as well. We cannot rely on them to hold our hands throughout our entire life. They are our teachers for a period of time, for a season, and that at some point we have to let go. And my guidance was, the plant medicines showed me that it was time to let life be my teacher. That they showed me enough, they awakened enough within me and showed me enough that I knew how to see the medicine in the everyday life. And that it was time for me to let go and to let life be my teacher. So stepping outside of plant medicines, which was how I felt whenever I felt like this backlog of energies that I needed to feel, these emotions that I wasn't able to feel without the medicines, I would do a medicine journey, and I would process all of the emotions. I would feel everything that I hadn't been feeling, and I would make the decisions I needed to make, and I would make the choices I needed to make, and I would, but it was like once a month I would allow myself to feel fully. But that was the only time I could feel fully, because that's the only way I knew how to feel fully, was with the help of medicine. But now, and we don't have to use medicine to do that. That was just the path that my soul called me on. And that was what worked for me. But now, yes, some days it takes a little bit more effort. You can't just take a little bit of plant medicine and lie down and cry and feel and dance and move, and you can't, it's not as simple as that. There's it can be as simple as that. It just hasn't been as simple as that for me. I've had to be more patient. I've had to sit with myself for longer periods of time. I've had to, because the plant medicine just it's like this, all up to the surface. But without it, it's been a process of a lot more patience, a lot more time in meditation, a lot more time dancing, a lot more time feeling, a lot more time in silence. I've had to take more space to be able to hear, to feel, and then hear the whisper of my inner guidance, the whisper of God, the whisper of my intuition. Where in plant medicines, it's unmistakable. You can't miss it. But in everyday life, you can't live your life attached to your teacher, whether it's a person or a medicine. You have to let go and step into yourself and step into your power and learn how to fly on your own. And as long as you're holding on to your teacher, you'll never learn how to fly on your own. So I feel like that got off a little bit of track, but I always trust where the conversation goes. But yeah, this is just your reminder to allow yourself to feel Get really, really good at feeling, because when you're really, really good at feeling, you're really, really good at navigating your life, navigating the ups and the downs, and finding your way, because we are guided from within. We are guided from feeling. There's no thinking our way out of this. There's no figuring out our way out of this. We can only feel our way through this, truly. It's the only way, is feeling your way. You get led by your feelings, by your body. It knows the way. So get really good at feeling, and you'll see the difference it makes in your life, and you'll see how powerful it is to feel. And if you look at society, feeling is the thing that these energies, whatever you want to call it, are trying to shut down. They're trying to get us to not feel, numb us, medicate us. Because when we feel, we cannot be bullied. When we are embodied in our body, and we have the capacity to feel, and we are in that state of feeling always what is happening within us. The wool can't be pulled over our eyes. We cannot be led like sheep. We cannot be used and abused. We feel it all. We see through the bullshit. We feel through the bullshit because we feel it, because we're connected to our intuition. Feeling is the key. And the things that numb us the most are the things that is pushed the most. Weed numbs us immensely. Yes, it can help you logically integrate things and understand things. It can be a great medicine, but it also numbs your emotion. It numbs your emotional body. So if you're smoking constantly, you're gonna be disconnected from your feeling body, from your emotions. And same as another thing that really cuts us off from feeling is being on our phones. Being on the phones, limit that. The more you are on your phone, the more you are disconnected from feeling, from being in your body. So anything that you notice is numbing you, limit it. Have boundaries with it. Stop doing it in general. There's great power in feeling. The simple things, that when we're searching for answers, we look outside of ourselves, and we think it's in the teacher, we think it's in the guru, we think it's in, we think it has to be complicated, and we believe it has to be this extravagant, that's not the way to say it. We believe it has to be this big thing full of effort, but it's simple. It really is simple. 99% of your problems can be resolved just by feeling. But it takes courage. It's not easy. It takes courage and strength and bravery, and I think it's the bravest thing that we can do, is to feel. The courage to feel. Because the more we open up ourselves to feel, the deeper we feel. And then we begin to not feel our own stuff. We start to feel the collective stuff. Then we feel our family stuff. Then we feel the earth's pain. And we feel it deeper and deeper, and we feel it all. But this is how we heal the world. We feel the world. We feel ourselves. And by feeling, we heal. But many don't want to feel because, it's painful. It's uncomfortable to look at the pain in the world. It's uncomfortable to feel the pain in the world. But the pain in the world is just a reflection of our own pain. We are one with nature. We are one with the earth. We are one with everyone. So the pain that you are not willing to feel is the pain that's out there. But it doesn't go away until we're all willing to feel the pain within us. And that's how we dissolve it. That's how we heal it, is we just feel it. So I hope that you all have the courage to feel and never stop learning about yourself and how to go deeper within yourself and hold more space within yourself to continue to feel. That is, I feel, the highest form of service for humanity, for yourself, for your family, for everyone, is feeling. Anyways, I think that is it for today. Much love.